What's up, people? Welcome to my garage. So today I'm going to be doing a little review of the Tusk wheels, Tusk impact wheels. Now, I haven't really heard much about these wheels, and I haven't seen any really reviews on them. I mean, Rocky Mountain ATVMC, they did a video where they just kind of featured them, but they didn't really say anything about them. So I'm going to go over them real quick. So, first of all, it does not come with blue spokes. Those are little spoke wraps that I put on there. Does not come with those. They're just regular chrome colored spokes. So, just keep that in mind. But anyways, so I got a 19 rear, 21 front. They're pretty standard. I mean, they're gonna fit. They're gonna be the stock size of your OEM. They have them 21 18s as well. So, pretty much whatever bike you have, it'll fit it. Unless it's like a really old bike, then obviously it's not gonna work. One thing you might want to take into consideration, if you have a 2001 CR250 or CR125, it's gonna say that they don't make them for that, but it actually will work, and I'll show you how that works. So, first of all, there's a little bit of difference between the axle sizes in the 2002 compared to 2001. So, what you're going to need to do is keep your front left spacer from your 2000, and then you can use the 2002 right spacer for the front wheel. In the back wheel, the spacers are fine, but what you're going to have to do, so you're going to have to get a 2002 and up rear rotor, because they changed the rear rotor bolt sizes. So let's see if I can find the old rotor. Alright, you guys, well, I couldn't find the old rear rotor, but pretty much they were a little bit bigger than these ones. These rotor bolts are pretty much the standard size. They're the same as the ones on the front. As you can see right there. They're the same. So that means you don't have to get two separate types of rotor bolts, which is really nice. And the sprocket bolts up just like it should. Same with the front rotor. So yeah, everything other than what I just said, the front left spacer and the rotor. If you got a 2000, 2001 CR 250, 125 and you want to put the O2 wheels on it, any O2 wheels, that's how you do it. So anyways, now let's get into the actual wheels. So these wheels are going to cost you anywhere between $450 and $500. That is, they're going to give them to you completely built and they're ready to go. Lace, everything else is all tightened up. I found a couple of the spokes were a little bit, they weren't loose, but they weren't tight as they could be. So and when I got them, I put them on and I went through every single nipple and I tightened it up all the way. And I don't really have a torque wrench, but I mean, you could pretty much tell how tight you need it because they're supposed to be snug, but not super tight. Out of the box, these wheels, they were pretty true. I mean, there was just the slightest inconsistency in lateral runout. I mean, it was really minuscule. I mean, it's not to the point where you're going to need to adjust it. I mean, I'm reviewing this for like the average rider, and the average rider is not going to have a truing stand or usually even a spoke torque wrench. So, I mean, out of the box, they were pretty damn straight. I mean, you're not really going to get it much straighter than they really were. So, as for the look of the wheels, I mean, coming straight out of the box, I mean, well, right now they're not really clean, but they look pretty freaking good. I mean, they look as good as any, Excel, Warp 9, any of those DNAs. They look just as good as those straight out of the box. I mean, they look great. They're really dirty right now, but when you clean them up and everything and get them all shiny, they look amazing. Alright, now let's get into the durability of these bad boys. So, I'd say I probably have about 15 to 20 hours on these wheels. And I've ridden them at Carnegie OHV Park, which, as some of you may know, is a pretty rocky, pretty rough place to ride. It's pretty hard on bikes in general. So I'd say it's a pretty good, judgment of how strong your equipment is. So I've ridden it plenty of times around. I even raced a hare scramble with these wheels. And let's get to the bottom line. These wheels have actually turned out to be pretty dang good. I'm not gonna lie. They've held up pretty good. They're pretty damn straight. I mean, I'll give you guys a little spin. Like I said, there's a tiny bit. You probably won't even be able to tell, but there's just the slightest little bit of lateral run out in the front wheel. I think the back wheel has a little bit too. It's not as easy to tell with the tire on, obviously, but there's just the tiniest little bit of lateral run out. Nothing to where you're gonna, need to lace it back up again. But so as like any new set of wheels, every single time you go out riding, when you come back, you gotta tighten them up. Usually within the first 5 or so rides, you gotta take it back, tighten them up, and make sure they're tight. Every single time I went to go tighten these spokes, they were a little bit loose, but I mean, even if you don't have a new set of wheels, that's something you should do anyways, because spoke tension is one of the things that a lot of riders overlook, and it's probably the number one reason for people tacoing their rims. Keep your spokes tight, people. It's really, really important, and it'll save you in the long run. So guys, my final verdict on these wheels. For the price you're paying for these wheels, I think these are extremely good wheels. I don't think you could ask for anything much more. I mean, this is something that the market really needed, was a cheap set of wheels that actually holds up together for, the average rider. Most of us aren't really going to be, super hardcore racers. If you're a super hardcore racer, then get a set of Excel A60s with Talon hubs, That's what you're looking for. But if you're an average rider like I am, there's no reason why you shouldn't get the Tusk Impact wheels if you're looking for a new set. I mean, they're great wheels. All you gotta do is make sure that you keep the spokes nice and tight, and they'll be good to you. So these wheels, you can pretty much pick them up wherever you want. They have them at Rocky Mountain, ATV, MC. I think they have them at motorsport.com, Motorcycle Superstore. I'm not sure about those ones. I got mine off of eBay because they were a really good deal, and it was from a pretty good seller, so I picked them up there. Haven't had any hiccups with them yet. No problems at all. They're still in great shape. They look nice. No scratches, no dents, nothing. So overall, I mean, they're great wheels, and you guys should just go out and buy a set. Thank you guys for watching so much, and have a good day. Peace!